Why, hello there, my little vampire huntress. I am back. Don't mind this large piece of meat I'm bringing in. It's just something I need to work with. Be proud of what you're about to witness. The ability to manipulate flesh and bone is something that no other vampires can do. You're going to witness how I create my minions. Now, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, so you better pay attention. Before I begin, I'll take off your gag. A part of me always wanted to have an observer when I worked. It kind of reminds me of my old self. Well, before I had died. But yeah. Oh, you want to know why no other vampires can do this? The answer is simple. I am part of the Phantom clan. That gives me a very unique bloodline. While I may not be as strong or powerful on an individual level compared to other vampires, I gain the ability to create whatever I want with flesh and bone. These minions I have created serve me very well, even if they are just mindless cannon fodder. What do you mean weaker? Well, all you need to know is I would not get into a fight with another vampire unless I had minions with me. But if I were to fight a large group of humans, I wouldn't be too afraid. Um, I am just the evil monster that keeps you trapped here. Remember? The one you swore to destroy at all cost. Why would you want to know about me? But regardless, enough of that. It's time for me to get to work on this. Alright, there we go. Start with this. Maybe a little bit like this. Might wanna extra legs, maybe. Perhaps claws. Definitely armored carapace. Something bullet resistance. Yeah, that looks good. Bullet resistant carapace, as well as some. Let's give it some sharp teeth. Oh, and let's make him walk on four legs. Yeah, there we go. Very small. Very small. Actually, pretty good size. Yeah, but I can make it about the size of a small dog, and it would still be pretty deadly. Yeah, it looks good. Right. Okay, time to begin. Start with this. A little bit of this. And then that. Hmm? Why are you so interested in who I used to be? Why the sudden interest? Why would you care about a monster? You never seemed to care before. Oh, I see. You want to know what I meant when I said I didn't ask for this. When I said that I used to be something more. You want to know who I used to be, didn't you? Then let me ask you this. Why would it matter to you? You're just here to kill me if you get the chance. I bet you're just trying to let me get my guard down or something. If I let you out, you're just gonna kill me when you get the chance. That'll be your opportunity, isn't it? You think there's more to me than you initially realized, huh? I doubt that. I've met a lot of hunters during my time. Hunters like you never change. All you can see is just one creature, some monster in the night that preys on humans. Damn, messed up my work. Now I gotta put it back together. Just so you know, I've yet to deal with the Inquisition. You may get rescued, or perhaps, maybe not. I've taken every precaution to make sure nobody will find you. It is just you and me, even if they know where you are. They still don't have the manpower needed to come out here and get you out themselves. You really want to know who I used to be, huh? Very well, forget the work I'm doing. I'm gonna tell you a little story. A long time ago, vampires like the Phantom Clan had complete dominance over wherever they pleased. They were the top of the food chain over humans. One day, some trader came into a kingdom with a new innovation. We knew it at the time as an arquebus, but it was basically the first ever prototype of a gun. You could say the first generation back when it was very unreliable. Well, the king had drafted thousands of soldiers, one of whom was me. It was the largest army we had ever seen, and we marched off to destroy the Phantom Clan once and for all. Now, we didn't exactly get much training here. We just know how to fire the thing, knew how to aim it and reload it, but that was about it. We put our faith in the arquebus and had believed it was an unstoppable weapon. We greatly underestimated the power of the Phantom Clan's monsters, especially the massive ones that were bigger than towers. Our army was massacred. The king was killed, and the losses were so high the kingdom was brought to its knees. Only a handful of people escaped, one of whom was me. The clan retaliated with an attack on the capital. I was placed in command of the defense. Not entirely sure why, probably because they decided I was, you could say, very command worthy. I don't know why they gave me that position, but they did. Anyway, they came in force and arrived with such a superior force and such a vast army. We fought hard and fell back from the outer wall to the inner wall, and even to the keep itself, where the royal family lied. It didn't matter how many we destroyed, they just kept coming. And when all hope was lost, I ordered that the women and children sneak away, and I rallied everyone else to prepare our last stand. We were fighting to ensure our families escaped, and I never found out what happened to those people afterwards. They breached the keep, and we were overrun. Their leader personally came and congratulated me for my ability to hold them off for as long as I have. They then slaughtered everyone and spared me so they can turn me into one of them. They said I had a natural talent for commanding armies, and that was what they wanted from me. I had to live with my failure on that day ever since. No, just had my family, but they all escaped. Never saw them again. I mean, they could still be around the bloodline, but I haven't really been keeping track of that. Nah, I never courted anyone back then. Well, actually, then again, back then, you had to have permission just to court them anyway. What happened to the rest of the clan? Well, when the other kingdoms found out about the attack, they all banded together to bring down the Phantom Clan. It was also on that day the very first hunter group was founded. It was a long, hard war. There's not much to say about it. The only thing of note was they reduced our numbers quite substantially. I managed to escape the conflict by looking like a human. Well, yeah, just the human that I used to be, and acted like I had never died. Most in the clan were just too proud for that, and that's why they died. Because they would rather look like hideous monsters than try to pretend to be a human. They would continue to try to exert their dominance many times, but as technology continued to progress, the tactic they used to rise to power in the first place became obsolete. Well, at least obsolete to the point where they couldn't take on a large, organized army. I can tell you if I attempted to overthrow a first world nation, it would not work. I would get crushed. Anyway, ever since then, the clan never became as powerful as they used to be. They faded from existence and were thought to be extinct. Except that wasn't really true. The rest of the clan may have been destroyed, but I'm still here. I'm not afraid of a hunter organization. I plan to fight to the very end. Plus, I've never heard of a hunter organization possessing the heavy weapons needed to stop an incredibly large monster. They usually just use small arms, so I should be able to take them. I may have been a commoner at the time and not very skilled in warfare back when I was still alive, but I've learned a lot since then. And I know about logistics. I know that you and your little Inquisition group, as well as all the other hunter organizations in the world, wouldn't be able to get the heavy weapons needed to face me in a head on fight. That is, assuming you want to keep your existence secret to the public. But anyway, that's just my story. That is who I used to be. Finally, this thing is done. Isn't this thing intimidating? Psychological warfare mixed with cannon fodder is a very interesting combination. Yes, I made it look grotesque intentionally. You could say it's very Lovecraftian, although that's something I rarely want to attempt at. I have done it a few times though, and made some pretty large creatures. But we're on my private island anyway, so it's not like anyone's gonna see it. So I don't have to worry about anyone discovering these creatures. Now that I'm done here and the story is done, time for the gag to come back on. Wait, is that sympathy I see on your face? Was it the story that's causing you to pity the monster? I see. Well, for now, you'll have to stay in here. I'll be back in a few hours once I get you some more food and water. Goodbye, little huntress. And one more thing. Your little hunter group are not the only people who know about my true identity as a vampire.